My name is Terry Petrovic. I got this issue of Fortune magazine in yesterday, and it's titled The Coronavirus Economy. And in it, they talk about company after company that are actually reinventing themselves because of the pandemic that we're in the middle of right now. And my question for you is, how is your economy? What are you doing to make sure that you and your family are secure? And I don't know where you are, and I don't know what your situation is, but I can tell you this. Um, I'm not a big news watcher. I don't get into the drama, but what I do know that our economy, our global economy, has been impacted forever. And I believe people are, a lot of people today are unfortunately terrified on their personal situation because they haven't taken the time to create a plan B income stream for themselves or have multiple streams of income. They kind of put all of their eggs in one basket. And here's what we do know right now in America. We had the largest layoff spree in history. In fact, in a 3 week period, I think like 16.8 million people, 16.8 million people filed for unemployment. That's the highest it's ever been since 1940. I mean, it's crazy. One of the chief investment strategists from Charles Schwab, Lisa Ann Sanderson, said, the economy is in deep trouble and the biggest hit is yet to come. How does that play out for you and your family? How is your personal economy? Now, I got to tell you this. I've been working at home for 26 years and I absolutely love it. I've had ups and downs like crazy. I mean, just like everybody does. It's called life and it's called business. But when you are in control, your happiness, your hope for the future is a lot brighter. And if you've never really explored the opportunity to start a home business or a side hustle, if you will, I'll tell you, now is the perfect time to do that. I've been doing it for 26 years. I got involved not because I needed money. My son Matthew was 8 years old, and this was back in the early 1990s. He climbed into my lap. I'd been in the software industry, and he said to me, he asked me a question that really broke my heart but changed my life. And the question was, Dad, do you still love me? And I'm like, oh, stab me in the heart. Why would you ever ask that? And I'm like crying. He said, I never see you anymore. So I was doing really well financially there, but I was always gone. And 6 months later, I actually quit my job. And since our kids were 8 and 10 years old, they've had two full-time stay-at-home parents. And Christine is now 37. Matt's almost 35. And they're amazing adults because we got to spend so much time with them. But in that, 26-year journey, I've invested a lot in myself in terms of personal growth, skill set development, leadership development. And most of my space has been in the nutrition wellness industry. I posted something yesterday, I'm 62, be 63 in July. My workout yesterday was getting on my bike, doing 1 hour of cardio and doing over 200 push-ups. Not too bad for somebody who is 62 years old. And I will tell you this, in Jeff Olson's book, The Slight Edge, he talks about doing the things that seem insignificant, but when compounded over a long period of time, will take you up the success curve and down the failure curve. And Amy, my wife, and I were just maniacs on nutrition. Our goal is to lift a healthy 120. I mean, why not? People do it, and we can do it. But that's why I think I'm attracted to the wellness anti-aging space. I've done it for a long, long time. People say that I don't look 62, almost 63. And it's because good stuff in, good stuff out, garbage in, garbage out. So I say all that to invite you, to encourage you to look at starting some sort of home-based business. I have a video agency that got spawned based on my 4 YouTube channels and all my video work. But the reality of it is that people are not wanting to do as many videos today, even though there has been a significant uptick in terms of people doing videos. Zoom, for example, back before the pandemic, did like 10 million Zoom meetings a day. Now it's over 200 million Zoom meetings every single day. Why? Is because the whole world is shifting to online. Now, I got to tell you, when you can build a business from home, and I think that's kind of the new normal. I've got a niece that actually works at a university, and she said it was like a ghost town there the other day because everybody's deferred, everybody's laid off, everybody's working at home. That's going to be how things are going to be in the future. So the question is, are you open, or have you considered reinventing yourself? Big corporations are doing it. In this issue of Forbes, they talk about how Ford Motor Company shifted from building V8 engines and motors to ventilators and face shields, and they've already created over 1 million face shields. Dyson vacuum cleaners is doing it. Xerox, General Motors, they're all creating ventilators. Why? Because there's a need and a benefit out there. They're responding to the marketplace. They're responding to the economy, the situation. And I just want to encourage you and kind of give you a kick, if you will, a loving kick, to say, get serious. You can call me, call somebody else. There's a major trend right now in people doing things from home, having a home-based business. I love it because it really has put me on a path of becoming a better version of myself, personal development, personal growth. Last night, or yesterday, it was last night, when I was doing my cardio work, I was watching a recording by Napoleon Hill. And he was talking about health and fasting and longevity. And this is a guy that wrote Think and Grow Rich in like 1937, 1938. And that's what he was talking about. And that's one of the things I do right now is that I have products that help me with intermittent fasting. If that's attractive to you, send me a private message. I'll get you some information. You can see if it's a fit for you or not. It may or may not be. I don't know. What I do know is that technology is changing the way we live. There are grocery stores right now that are looking to create fulfillment centers that are dark sites. And what a dark site really means is that they're pretty much run all by robots and very little human interaction. Now, I hope we don't ever get to that, but I mean, if you ever watched iRobot with Will Smith, you kind of get a trend, or a Terminator. I mean, it's kind of wild out there, but look at what's going on right now today, and look at yourself, your economy, and what are you doing to adapt, to reinvent. There's an economist at University of California at Berkeley. His name is Ukraine Malminer, and he says that we will be different coming out of this pandemic. We'll make different product choices, business choices. Our hardwiring is changed forever. And now might be a good time for you to look at your hardwiring, to maybe adapt a little bit, to shift, to change. So if you are serious about it, and if you're teachable, coachable, and trainable, I can help you. I'll tell you this flat out. Starting any business from ground zero to pretty good success where you have a really nice quality of life takes a lot of work. It's kind of like, so I live out in the country. We have like 30 acres on the family property. I can actually douse for water. But if you've ever pumped a water well, it takes a whole lot of effort, whole lot of energy to get that water to the surface. But once it comes out, it flows easy. It flows with a very little bit amount of effort. And that's how this business model that I work with actually works. So if you're open, just send me a private message. Say, Terry, I'm open. I want to have a conversation. And let's have a conversation. See if this is a fit for you. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. What I do know, my friend, is that the only economy that you need to worry about is your own. Do the things that you need to do. Create your fortune. Do the things that you need to do today that are going to set you apart to create a different quality of life in the future moving forward. If you have any questions, reach out to me. My name is Terry Petrovic. And remember this, you do have a choice. Happiness is a choice. Good health is a choice. Finances are a choice. But you got to do things maybe just a little bit differently. Take a little shift. Until next time, bye-bye for now. Reach out to me.